Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Nula Knows Nothing podcast. I'm your host Nula and I hope you are all doing well. I know I'm doing okay myself. Today my friends, we're going to be talking about lots of different things because I feel like I don't have one specific topic to talk about because it's just going to cut short like the episode then. So we're going to talk about a lot of little things. I honestly just want to get straight into it. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Lily Allen's new album. It is called West End Girl and it came out on the 24th of October, I believe. There is no need to worry if you do not know what it's about because I don't know the actual full reasoning. I just have it on my phone now, so I'm going to share it with you guys. It's about the breakdown of her marriage, focusing on themes of infidelity, heartbreak, and the complexities of a relationship that moved into an open marriage. Now, I don't think Lily wanted an open marriage, that's why it kind of had to split apart, and you know, I don't even know whether she knew it was an open marriage. I think she did. I think she knew it was an open marriage because her husband, or her boyfriend at the time, not sure if they were married. I'm not that like factual on this topic because I've just heard a few of the songs. I don't think I've heard all of it unless I have. But yeah, it's just about this guy who she was with who wanted an open relationship, and it's about, I think maybe like her being jealous over the girl or just wanting him and not an open marriage, I think. I'm not sure. But I do have some favourite songs and I do want to share them with you guys, so I'm going to get them up now. So the first time I actually ever like listened to this album and heard of it was from my dad because he watched this episode of The Rest is Entertainment, which is a podcast. It's really, really good. It's all about like media and shows, like TV shows. It's really good. It explains a lot. There's Marina Hyde and Richard Osmond. They're the hosts. They were talking about Lily Allen's new album. My dad heard Lily Allen's new album around that, so then he told me about it. The one that me and my dad loved the most is called Relapse, and obviously this is about drugs and, you know, substances, which I haven't done any of that myself, but we both really liked the beat first of all, but also just like there's this lyric which is I need a drink, I need a Valium, I think it is. And yeah, basically a drink is like, I think she's trying to just explain like she just needs a break because a Valium, my dad was saying it like calms you down. It's a drug that calms you down if you're getting off of a stronger drug, which is really interesting. I don't know why, I just really find that interesting. There are two that I kind of really like just myself, is ruminating. I really like the echoey sound when she says ruminating. Obviously it's not like that, it's more in tune and there are lots of ad-libs and everything and it just sounds much better than what I just sounded like. But there's also a song called West End Girl, which kind of ties the title and the album together because the album's called West End Girl and the first song's called West End Girl, so it's kind of like pushing you into this world that Lily Allen has created. I do want to say me and my dad did find that the sound of her music has changed from other previous albums. I feel like it's got a bit more, I wouldn't say electronic, but it just sounds like Charlie XCX a bit and like those types of artists. We were discussing it and I think maybe my dad was saying maybe she wants to appeal to a younger audience, and that's what the younger audience today kind of resonates with and enjoys listening to. So if they want to sell out an album, you know, you got to be on the lookout for what type of things like younger kids like, or like just younger adults than you, or like just anyone who like, what do people like now? But the only annoying thing with this is I feel like she's kind of changing her sound, and I really don't like that because I really enjoy and like her just normal voice, right? So it's quite sad and annoying and irritating that she's kind of gone into this phase or new era of Lily Allen. I mean, do what you want, like I don't mind, it's your music. I'm not a music producer or whatever, or a singer, so I don't know how difficult it will be, but I do really like, I haven't finished all the album, but I do really like the album so far. I just think she's kind of gone off track a bit from who she, like from why she stands out, because the worst thing you can do for starting a business, for being an artist, for being a singer, you can't be the same as other people, and I think her voice kind of made her stand out a bit. She's kind of like Kate Nash, that is who I was thinking about. Kate Nash and Lily Allen, their sound is extremely similar, and it was interesting because my dad was saying how like Pink Pantheress was inspired by Lily Allen, and now Lily Allen's inspired by Pink Pantheress. Now we don't know this is a fact, I'm just saying, and this is me and my dad's conversation basically when we were listening to it. And I also really enjoyed the song Madeline, but also before that, the song Tennis. Basically, Lily Allen says, "Who is Madeline though, seriously," at the end or something like that, and then she literally goes into a song called Madeline. So it's quite a nice lead on. It kind of just goes deeper into Madeline. I'm not sure whether that's the boyfriend's other partner's name in real life, but that's a bit crazy if it is. Yeah, I just really like that. And then there's this other song called 4chan Stan, which I did try and get the meaning up, but I just want to have a look at it again. Okay, so it references the internet community 4chan and the slang term stan, which is a portmanteau of stalker and fan. Alright, so that was kind of what I had to say about Lily Allen's new album. I haven't really finished it, but like listening to it, but the next singer we're going to be talking about is Kat Burns. I know she has a new album out. It is called How to Be Human, and it was released on the 31st of October on Halloween. I haven't really listened to this at all. I've heard a few songs because I follow her on Instagram and she adds her music onto her posts and stories sometimes just to promote her stuff, and it sounds really, really good, I'm not even gonna lie. I did see her on Traitors, and oh my gosh, I am so annoyed that she didn't get to the final, but I kind of feel like they were supposed to get a traitor out. You know, like the faithful were bound to get one at some point. I was listening to a podcast that she was on called Great Company. This is also really good. The host is called Jamie Lang, and I think he was in Made in Chelsea, because basically Kat Burns was talking about him and how he was in Made in Chelsea on his podcast and how she loved it, and I think still does love it. But anyways, I really do like that podcast. But back to Traitors, I did actually hear something, or my dad was actually telling me something again from The Rest Is Entertainment, and it was something like, if you don't get a traitor out, you're not a threat to the traitors. So technically, if you just don't get a traitor out and have no clue until the very end, well, you can kind of stay in if you don't get a traitor out, because then you're not a threat to the traitors. So that's kind of how you win, and then you can pull the rug at the very last second. That was a good point that I just wanted to say. Anyways, I do actually really want to hear Kat Burns' album, because I feel like it's quite good. I've heard a bit, I don't know, I just want to see what it's all about and support her on Spotify and just everything. She seems like a really nice person, and I did understand her and get her in that podcast episode. Go check it out and you'll understand what I mean. I do have a few last things to say before we wrap this episode up. So basically, one of my friends called Zaynab from school, she wanted a little shout out today because I was telling her that I was going to do a podcast episode, and she just wanted a little shout out, you know. So we were making jam tarts, I think, in food tech today, and yeah, that was really nice. I don't know, Zaynab was just asking me to make a little story time of her in it, so that was my little story time right there. I have had a lot to edit recently, and yeah, I've really been enjoying it actually, and I really hope you guys have been enjoying the podcast and other things that I've been creating, like the longer versions of videos and everything like that. I do have my GCSEs coming up, so bear in mind if I don't make as many vlogs or like just videos in general, because I need to crack on with my learning and revision, but I just don't see the point. Okay, I've been over this like 3 times within my podcast episodes. I just don't understand, like why? Like literally why? Like I don't care. I actually don't care what I get in my GCSEs. I care a little bit, but I'm not going to revise so hard But then I feel like if I do revise, I can get really high, because right now I'm not revising and I'm passing. I can actually show you guys my results before I go from what I got in my report from school. So for English, Lang and Literature, my target is both 4 Bs, and I got 4 As in both of them, so that's like a secure 4. The next one is Maths, and my grade for that, which is my target, is 4B, and I'm getting a 3B, so I don't have that long to go until I pass. I'm literally 3 marks off of a 4 as well, because I checked in my last test that I did for maths and I literally just needed 3 marks left, so I was really close for that one. Combined science we just all have to forget about, because my target grade is a 4 to 3B, which is just about a pass, and I'm getting 2 to 2A. Somebody tell me why the reason is that. Most likely the teachers and the class combined. I try my best in science, okay, but it's just the struggle is there. In art, my target is a 4B and I'm getting a 5A, which I think is lower than my teacher has been telling me my book is, because your grades are apparently marked upon what you have got for your maths and English in primary school, which is absolutely outrageous, because my teacher was saying I was getting a 6 to a 7 in my art book, so it's a bit confusing and I'm a bit frazzled after that, but it's okay, because for food tech my target is a 4B and I'm getting 6C. I was going to say 5C, no, 6C, yes, clock it. I'm happy with all the coursework I've done so far with food tech, and I feel like the final piece, the food that I'm going to make, will be fine. I'm just a bit scared of the test itself, because I feel like I'm not going to do that great on it, but you never know. Geography, my target grade is a 4B and I'm getting a 4B, so that's good, although I don't feel like I've really been revising that much, so I could secure a 4 and get a 4A, even though I'm getting a 4B. It's just nice to be secure with that. Sports studies, my target is M22 and I'm getting M22, and that is a distinction, I'm pretty sure, so that's really nice. And yeah, my mark, or like my average grade score, is 4.19, which if I want to get into sixth form, I feel like it has to be at least a 4.5. I'm not sure, but within my school there's like a few different pathways you can take if you go into sixth form. I don't meet that criteria just yet, but I don't really mind or care, because hopefully I'm going to be working with my dad, or just keep on doing the YouTube, guys, for my job. But no, thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you have a great week ahead of you guys. I've really enjoyed this podcast. I feel like I've kind of had a chance to catch up with you guys rather than just be on topic, because I feel like there's been a lot I wanted to say, and I'm really glad that I got to do that. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one. Bye guys.